Do I believe that Martin Fitzwater, aka the Martian, was robbed at the 2024 New York Pro? Yeah. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Strength Addicts on all social media platforms powered by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark with IML. Visit them today at ironmaglabs.com. Today, Memorial Day sale going till Wednesday. Save big, get jacked. So guys, look, to me, what's detaining bodybuilding from becoming a household name, from getting back on NBC, ESPN, from selling out every show, are crappy, questionable, some might say political decisions in the judging. Martin just destroyed Nick Walker. I was shocked to see Bob Ciccarello, the voice of bodybuilding, and Sugar Sean Ray, IFBB Hall of Famer, basically say, Bob said it best. Bob said it best. When you start to do the math, he could see where questions would arise. Because he asked Sean, proportions, Sean said Martin. Symmetry, Sean said Martin. Balance, Sean said Martin. Muscularity, they gave it to Nick. Posing, they said was a tie. That's what Bob was talking about when he said, when you do the math, questions are going to arise. Because to them, it was 3-1 with a tie. That's Martin all day. But they gave it to Nick. And not 48 hours later, there was already Olympia promotions. Why? Because, in my opinion, as I stated on my article for Iron Magazine, which I'll put a comment, or I'll put a link down below in the comments, maybe the description, Nick Walker dramatically changes the number of Olympia tickets they sell at the door. It changes the number of digital downloads for pay-per-view that they're going to get. You had Dan Solomon in the house. Now, I'm not saying that they gave it to him because they want to help the Olympia down the road. I'm just saying giving it to Nick helps the Olympia down the road. Plus, if Nick hadn't have won the New York Pro, I don't think he would have come back. Not in 2024, because the New York Pro didn't have Samson. It didn't have Hottie. It didn't have Derek. So if he couldn't win there, do you really think he would come back and try again? Or do you think his ego would be so shot, he would feel so humiliated that we wouldn't see him again until 2025? To me, the New York Pro win was basically a special invite. Even though he said he wouldn't do the special invite, he would earn his way back. I don't think he had any business beating Martin Fitzwater. And I think a case could be made for Tonio Burton having beat him as well. You know, before the New York Pro, I believe he might have been on Muscle Discord. He was asked, I don't know the name from the guy from Muscle Discord, but he does a great job, if he was concerned that Tonio would beat him because nobody expected Martin to bring what he brought. And Nick said, is that even a serious question? Which I thought was incredibly disrespectful to Tonio, to the Predator. And honestly, if you look at him fairly, Tonio had Nick Walker beat. But I think that the New York Pro is anything but fair. I think that was a political decision all day, all night, every day of the week. For them to say that it was a 1-point difference after the prejudging, it's like, what the hell are you looking at? Muscularity-wise, maybe, yeah. Nick Walker beat him on muscularity, but Nick Walker has an ugly physique. Unfortunately, I'm not, this is not me hating on the guy. Unfortunately, he cannot change that. That's just the physique that he's got. Just like Sean Ray said on the Voice of Bodybuilding podcast, when it comes to structure and flow, it was Martin straight ones across, meaning perfect. And you're going to give it to a guy that looks like, a mutant. That's his nickname, and it's a fitting nickname. You're going to give it to a guy that looks like a mutant, who's got a physique that's just ugly to look at. You're going to give that guy the win over Martin? Why? Well, money talks, and you know what walks. To me, it was done to help the Olympia. 2025, the Arnold Classic is going to give $500,000 in prize money to the first place winner, more than the Olympia. And whereas the Olympia charges $80, or at least charged $80 last year for their webcast, the Arnold Classic charges no dollars. And it's a podcast, it's a webcast, it's a live stream, it's a pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, that stands up to the Olympias. It's actually even better than the Olympias. It doesn't buffer, it's high quality, great filming. So you've got this other event that's supposedly the second biggest show, offering more money and a free pay-per-view. What's the Olympia going to offer? What's the wow factor? Seeing Hadi try to be the second Mr. Olympia to win back his title? It only happened once in 60 years with Jay Cutler in 2009. Does anybody really think it's going to happen in 2024 with Hadi? Samson, you already know, isn't going to do it, even though they're trying to create a rivalry between Samson and Derek. It's not going to happen because Samson couldn't even beat Hadi to retain his Arnold Classic title. He's not going to jump over Hadi and beat Derek. It's not going to happen. But you put Nick Walker in there. Now you've got some interest. Now you've got, the possibility of there being some wrangling on the message boards and the Facebook groups, all over Instagram and in the gyms, on these podcasts and on these big websites. You give the media something to chew, something to talk about. Now you've got content, you've got hype. The fans are in a frenzy. Now you actually have a big show to look forward to. You wouldn't have had that, though, if Martin had won, because, Nick would be gone. There is no way that Nick would have done another show after having lost a New York Pro. His ego would not be able to process that. This is the same guy that when asked if Tonio could beat him, he said, "Is that a serious question?" This is the same guy who looked like absolute trash 1 week prior to the New York Pro at the Pittsburgh. He looked like trash. And Tony Doherty somehow was able to have Nick Walker and Derek Lunsford backstage, and it seemed like they were the only two guys backstage. And Nick was able to fire shots and say he was going to take Derek's title, even though he wasn't Olympia qualified, and tell Tony he was going to beat anybody and everybody at New York and win decisively when he actually got his ass handed to him by Martin and indirectly by Tonio. It just looks and sounds very suspect in a sport that honestly really needs to distance itself from decisions like that and judging calls like that. It doesn't make the sport look good. It really doesn't. To have the audacity to say that it was a 1 point difference between a guy that looked like a pile of shit on two legs and Martin Fitzwater, who looked, as Sean Ray said, straight ones across the boards, is an insult to the intelligence of every single bodybuilding fan. It's a bad look for bodybuilding. And hey, look, I've said what I need to say. I'm not going to belabor the point anymore. But it's a good thing that Martin is qualified through Detroit. But Martin Fitzwater is your uncrowned 2024 New York Pro champion all day, every day, all night, and on Christmas too.